Now at 10, downtown Joplin looks to strike a balance between welcoming in new businesses and saying goodbye to some familiar ones. Plus, the clock is ticking down for employees of two businesses in Baxter Springs as some families try to find a new way to make ends meet. And the executive director of Ronald McDonald House of the Four States calls it a day after more than a quarter of a century of service.
The Four States' most watched news starts now.
In 10 days, National Safety Apparel, previously known as King Louie in Baxter Springs, Kansas, will shut its doors, leaving more than 70 people unemployed. But they're not alone. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. At the end of July, trucking company Yellow Corporation also ceased operations, leaving another 30 people out of work in the town. For many families, the effect of the closures are not only financial, but also emotional. The shutdowns could also impact other businesses in the area.
With reduced consumer spending, also reduced tax revenue, with that business not there, not paying taxes, that's going to affect spending as well and our economy ultimately.
It's sad, makes me want to cry. It's emotional. Don't know what to expect. I'm scared because I don't know what to expect.
Kaufman says people who are impacted by the closures can contact the Cherokee County Economic Development Office or the Pittsburgh Work Center. Those groups can help build a resume, apply and search for jobs, even provide additional training. You might have noticed some businesses have left or relocated from downtown Joplin. KOAM's Amber Jenkins talked with the Downtown Joplin Alliance for an update.
Downtown Joplin sees a share of businesses coming and going, but the Downtown Joplin Alliance says this is the journey to find balance.
But there ends up being a lot of service industries and stuff in downtown, which is great, and we want those as well. But we're trying to right now find that right mix of getting enough, food opportunities and fun opportunities and shopping opportunities to engage and create that sidewalk life that really makes downtown feel alive.
Having a variety of customer-facing storefronts can make downtown feel alive. One new business is keeping that in mind.
Like, Carmine's, for example, they moved out of the area completely, like the family did. But another pizza place is coming in that same location, should be open in a few weeks.
One of my friends was in this place called Carmine Wood-Fired, and he had a pretty good business. Of course, he was open limited hours. So we are trying to open up full days instead of just half days.
New York Pizza and Deli isn't the first business venture that Orlando is pursuing. He knows the power of a supportive community.
It's been pretty good. Joplin's taking care of us, so.
Facts! Orlando is eager to take advantage of the downtown's foot traffic while already planning for the next business step.
There's also a nice night crowd. People hang out here and stuff. So we will be providing, I don't have my liquor license yet. It's still in the works, but we will have a full bar. I call it limited full bar.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
New York Pizza and Deli will open in the coming weeks. Getting some rain out there. Welcome, side. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we have showers, we have thunderstorms rumbling through the region, and a lot of clouds for us today. On and off showers, 83 was our high, 81 is the average, 98 was the record set back in 1954. But look at these storms rotating through, plus flaring up in southeastern Kansas as well. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning out there. Where you see the yellows and oranges, we're talking moderate rain. Where you get toward the reds, pretty heavy amounts of rain. Then our strongest of the storms, southern Ottawa County, stretching back toward Veneta, over toward Grand Lake, just south of Neosho, over toward Pineville. A little bit of a lull in Joplin now. Another intense storm from Pittsburgh just to the west of Girard. And this is what we're going to be seeing next several hours. Look how it really flares up. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's go to 3 o'clock in the morning. Showers and thunderstorms continuing. And again, we do definitely need the rain. We're going to talk more about this and what is to come here in just a bit.
After nearly 26 years, Annette Thurston is retiring from her role as executive director of the Ronald McDonald House of the Four States. A group gathered at the Ronald McDonald House today to honor Thurston's service to the community. She oversaw the foundation's establishment and has been there for a lot of achievements in the years since. But to Thurston, it all comes down to the volunteers.
The ability to ease the stress, to lift the burden that they are bearing, means everything here. It's about the care, it's about the comfort, it's about making a difference in the lives of children and families. And from a different
Thurston won't officially retire until the end of this year. In the meantime, the Succession Committee will conduct a national search in the hopes of finding someone to fill Thurston's shoes. The Chief Justice of the Kansas Supreme Court today addressed the Pittsburgh Noon Rotary Club. Chief Justice Marla Luckert talked about her road to career success, including the struggles of being a woman in the law profession and how to balance work and personal life. She also talked about her daily goal for the court.
My goal every day is to make the justice system of Kansas do a better job of serving the people who use the court system. So whether it be as a juror, as a witness, or as a litigant, or just someone who has questions and needs information.
The theme for the event was Women Are Champs. Coming up, politics can make for some strange alliances as members of both parties look to cross the aisle to prevent a government shutdown. Plus, an Arkansas high school makes a name for itself for its attempts to repopulate an endangered snake species. Those watching the House of Representatives for today's scheduled procedural vote on a spending proposal to fund the government another 30 days, they watched in vain. House GOP leaders canceled the vote, a sign they don't have the 218 votes needed to pass the bill. But some swing district Republicans are floating the idea of working with Democrats to force a vote on the floor. It would take at least 7 legislative days to come to a vote, pushing against the September 30th deadline, and any bill passed in the House, of course, still faces the Senate. The White House says acting Labor Secretary Julie Su and White House Senior Advisor Gene Sperling are no longer going to Detroit this week. Instead, they'll engage with United Auto Workers leadership and the automakers from Washington, D.C. The two had previously planned on traveling to Detroit early in the week at President Biden's direction to offer support for reaching a contract. The White House had described their role as supportive, not as intervening. The White House official says it would be more productive for them to continue discussions from Washington and let the talks move forward. President Biden and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made the case before the United Nations General Assembly for continuing support for Ukraine in its war against Russia. Michael George reports.
President Biden urged world leaders gathered at the United Nations to stand strong against Russia's illegal war on Ukraine.
If you allow Ukraine to be carved up, is the independence of any nation secure? I'd respectfully suggest the answer is no.
For the first time in modern history, we have a real chance to end the aggression on the terms of the nation which was attacked.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky appeared here in person at the General Assembly for the first time since Russia's invasion. He warned world leaders that the Kremlin's aggression could move beyond his war-torn country's borders.
And the goal of the present war against Ukraine is to turn our land, our people, our lives, our resources into a weapon against you, against the international rules-based order.
Zelensky is set to visit the White House and Capitol Hill later this week.
Russia believes that the world will grow weary and allow it to brutalize Ukraine without consequence.
Amid growing signs of resistance among Republicans, Congress is considering President Biden's request for an additional $24 billion in aid for Ukraine. So far, Ukraine has received hundreds of billions of dollars in international aid. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The leaders of China and Russia and U.S. allies France and Britain all decided to skip the General Assembly. Another person is sentenced in the case of a woman who was kidnapped and shot to death after she was forced into a well in Lawrence County, Missouri. Frank Sheridan pleaded guilty to 1 count of kidnapping in the 2020 case involving Sarah Pasco of Aurora, Missouri. A judge yesterday suspended his 15-year sentence and gave him 5 years probation. In 2020, authorities say 9 people played a role in Pasco's shooting death. They were also involved in the non-fatal shooting of another woman. Of the 9 originally charged with first-degree murder, Sheridan was released in January of 2022 on his own recognizance after he agreed to testify against the other defendants. Multiple states, including all 4 in our area, have reached a settlement with finance company resolving an investigation into the company's advertising practices. The investigation revealed that Tempo's marketing and sales practices often misled consumers to believe they were signing up for an installment plan or credit sale when in reality they were entering into a lease agreement. Under the terms of the settlement, Tempo is permanently banned from engaging in future consumer leasing activities. Tempo will pay a total of $1 million to the states and jurisdictions participating in the settlement and another $1 million to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. A Kirbyville, Missouri business owner is sentenced for illegally tampering with emissions controls. Dennis Cleveland was sentenced to 2 years in federal prison without parole. The court also ordered Cleveland to pay a $250,000 fine. Cleveland owned Kirbyville, Missouri Towing Company. A judge today sentenced him for leading a conspiracy to illegally tamper with the emissions controls of the company's diesel towing vehicles. According to court documents, each one of Cleveland's 12 illegally altered tow trucks was responsible for releasing the equivalent pollution of more than 1,000 legally operated tow trucks. An Arkansas high school teacher has been working on repopulating an endangered species of snake, and Doug loves this story. Russellville high school teacher Chance Duncan has been diligently working on reproducing Louisiana pine snakes. He's been doing it for years. Duncan had a breakthrough this summer when a female snake laid some eggs, which have now hatched, leading to 4 baby Louisiana pine snakes.
They are Louisiana pine snakes. They are probably the rarest snake in the country. I have been working on this project producing Louisiana pine snakes since 2016. I obtained my first one, the female that's in this box right here.
Russellville High School is believed to be the first secondary educational institution in the world to produce a critically endangered snake species. Now, students at the school will extract DNA from the baby snakes to confirm that they are indeed pine snakes. A little bit later, Branson takes the fight to Carthage on the softball field. John's going to have the diamond details coming up in sports.
And no Louisiana pine snakes here, but we do have showers and thunderstorms. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, a gloomy day for us today, but showers and thunderstorms have been rumbling through over the past several hours, which of course we all know we need. We'll take the rain anytime we can get it. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. It's wet just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, look at the storms really flaring up over the past couple hours, especially northeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri, even a sliver in southeastern Kansas. So wherever you see the yellows, this is showing us at least moderate rain, and then the yellows and the orange, heavier amounts of rain, very electric storms, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. Look at this little line, kind of stretches through parts of Crawford County, Girard, right on the south side of Pittsburgh, a ton of thunder, a ton of lightning. Let's go ahead and track farther south. Not a whole bunch in Joplin at this time, and then big storms again, southern parts of Ottawa County down towards Grand Lake. Now, a lot of these storms, they're going to be moderate, even a few strong storms, very few severe storms, but we did have a warning earlier across Craig County. All right, northern parts of Benton County over toward Beaver Lake, showers, thunderstorms, Table Rock getting into the action, Cassville back through Pineville, and then just south of Neosho, Monette, Mount Vernon, all getting showers and thunderstorms. It picks up again once you get over toward Carthage and then stretching up toward Lamar. So it's fairly widespread. Our northwestern counties, you guys haven't picked up much, but we'll see what happens. But this wave is going to continue to work through tonight. In fact, let's go through time. Look how the rain continues to flare up. Here's 1 a.m. Showers, thunderstorms continued scattered about. By 4 o'clock in the morning, let's go to about 6 or 7 a.m. Still showers and thunderstorms, and then slowly starting to taper off as we go through the morning and shifting off toward the south and to the east. But we are going to have scattered showers out there throughout the entire morning. Cooler right now, upper 60s. It's raining. Look at the thunder, look at the lightning. 67 southerly winds at about 10 miles per hour. Now, right behind this, we got a little wave here, another wave out here, so our rain chances stick around as we go through the next several days. Of course, high tonight, they drop in the morning, and then just kind of hit and miss showers late tomorrow into tomorrow night. So the noon hours, still a few scattered thunderstorms rolling out of here once we get into the afternoon. Tomorrow night, a random shower could pop up. Most of you, they're going to be dry. Even on Thursday, a few random showers could pop up, but I think most of Thursday is going to be dry with temperatures into the lower 80s. Once again, then thunderstorm chances will start to go up a little bit more. All right, this does not include the rain we've already seen, but I'm going to stop this by Friday morning. A lot of areas, not much in our northern counties, but a lot of areas, half inch, 2, 3 inches of rain as we go through the next several days, which we need. So we start with rain in the morning, mostly cloudy by the afternoon, 77 for a high tomorrow, 83 Thursday, 82 Friday, 87. Warmer Saturday. We could get some severe thunderstorms in here late Saturday night into Sunday morning, early strong storms. There's a low severe threat. And then drying out a little bit for us next week.
Yeah, bring on the rain.
Yeah, there
Thunder,
you go.
not. Thanks, Doug. Still had a busy evening of softball. Carl Junction tries to break its losing streak against Joplin, and Carthage takes on Branson during the Tigers' senior night. John Dales has highlights from both of those games and more coming up.
Carthage High School softball has been streaky the past couple weeks. After losing 4 of 5 in a tournament at Ozark, the Tigers then rattled off 4 wins in a row this past week, entering senior night tonight against conference rival Branson. We pick things up there at the top of the first. Addie Wallace on the mound for Carthage. She allows a single to Kylan Hall of the Pirates here. Later in the inning, Branson up 2-0, slapped one down over to third, and Emmy Stark with a nice scoop and throw over to first to end the frame. Same score, bottom 2, Alexis Smith lines a single into left field. There's a base hit, but she would get stranded on base. Tiger offense just slow getting going. Top 3, Wallace in a groove on the mound. First, the strikeout swinging there. Then, very next batter, same result, strikeout swinging again. But Branson's bats just a little bit too loud this evening for Carthage. They end up winning this one 9-3. Meanwhile, 2 more COC softball teams face off tonight in Joplin. The Eagles taking on Carl Junction, both of them needing a win. CJ having lost 4 in a row. Joplin starting a winning streak, or trying to start a winning streak, after taking down Seneca yesterday. Carl Junction led 5-0. Joplin scored 9 unanswered to take a 9-5 lead. Kaylin Bobsky on the mound. First the strikeout in the 4th, then makes the play with the glove over to first in time for the out. Kept it 9-5. Then Joplin's Riley Kelly comes up to bat bottom of the 4th, bounces a double off the wall with the power there. That put runners on second and third. Taryn Casey at the plate later in the inning gets one into center. Sack flies, it's caught out there by Riley Parker. Plenty deep for the run to come in. CJ needs some life. They turn to Alexis Smith, who sends one to right field. Gets into second with a standing double. 10-6 game when Bailey Ledford slaps this one the other way into right field. That's an RBI single and an insurance run as another Eagle comes across the plate. CJ hanging around, making plays out in the field like this one. Caught stealing. Nice tag applied by Hannah Cantrell. But Joplin's 9-run third inning, too much. Eagles win this one 11-6. Over to Major League Baseball, Royals win a close one tonight, 7-6 over the Guardians. Big day at the plate for Kansas City outfielder MJ Melendez. He goes 3 for 4. Home run in the first, RBI single in the third, then scored on an error in the 5th inning. 3 RBIs for him. It's the 3rd series victory in a row for KC. Royals go for the sweep tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the NL Central, Brewers get the Cardinals back. 7-3 final score tonight after the Brew Crew lost Game 1 in that series last night. Not the start Cards fans were hoping for out of Drew Rom. He only goes 3 1/3 inning, allows 5 earned run. 4 of those 5 come across the plate in the 4th inning, and this coming on the heels of a really good start for him, where he shut out Baltimore, a playoff team, on the road a week ago. So obviously we'd always like to see our baseball teams get wins here. Myself, selfishly, as a Cubs fan, was hoping that the Cardinals could beat the Brewers so that the Cubs have a chance to run them down, but I'm sure also Cardinals fans kind of like sticking it to Cubs fans.
Yeah, it must be hard for a Cubs fan to cheer for the Cardinals
Yeah,
under any circumstances.
it does feel weird. Yeah.
But, okay, that's all right. We'll take whatever Card fan we can get. We'll be right back. Scientists say the oldest aquarium fish in the world is likely older than they originally thought. An Australian lungfish named Methuselah arrived at Steinhardt Aquarium in San Francisco in November of 1938. Yeah, she's been at the aquarium since 1938. Until now, scientists estimated she's currently about 84 years old, but using DNA testing of a sample of one of her fins, they've determined she's 92 years old, could possibly live to be 101. You should never really ask a female her age beyond a certain point, so they're having to, figure it out through DNA at this point. Methuselah has outlived hundreds of other fish during her time at the aquarium. But I must say, Methuselah, you're looking good for your age, regardless of what that might be.
Yeah.
No wrinkles?
I know.
A lot fewer than I have, certainly.
I know. She's not even as old as you.
No.
That's what's crazy.
You know what? We don't have time for weather. No, I'll let you give a weather.
All right, showers, thunderstorms rolling through for us tonight through tomorrow morning. High temp 77, and then better chances for rain again by the weekend.
Final sports note.
Another softball score. Miami wins tonight. They beat Locust Grove, their regular season district champions.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. Morning show, 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.